This lesson is going to look at slope-intercept form equations and the process for graphing those. This is a very less time-consuming process than making the t-chart. Slope-intercept form looks like y equals mx plus b, where the x and the y come from the graph, m is the value of the slope, and b is the value of the y-intercept. So if we are looking at the equation, y equals 5x minus 8. Our values, so we have to identify our m and our b. M is the number that's in front of the x, so our value for m is 5, and our value for b is our value that's after the plus, or in this case the minus sign, because it's minus, it's negative 8. So if I were to graph this, you want to start with the b or the y-intercept. Our b or the y-intercept is negative 8. So my y-intercept is the point 0, negative 8. So I'm going to put a point there. So 0, 0 is in the middle. Negative 8 is 8 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my y-intercept is right here. Then I want to use my slope. My slope is 5. Remember, slope's technically a fraction because it's rise over run, so that would technically make it 5 over 1. So if it's rise over run, that means to get to my next point, I'm going to rise 5, and I'm going to run 1. So I'm going to get to my next point by going 5 up, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 over. 5 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 over. 5 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 over. So then I should be able to hopefully neatly connect them, which I cannot by drawing a straight line with a stylus. So let me try that one again here. And I should be able to connect them by drawing a straight line and put my arrows on the end because the line goes forever in both directions. That should have been way less time consuming than drawing the t-chart and finding the solution pairs, because all it involved was plotting the y-intercept and then counting. Sometimes you might be given an equation like this which is not fully written in slope-intercept form, so you need to first manipulate it so that it is. Remember, slope-intercept form of an equation looks like y equals mx plus b. So in order to solve this for y, I need to move the negative 2x to the other side. So I want to add 2x to both sides. Negative 2x and 2x cancel each other out because it equals 0, so I'd be left with y on that side, and then I'd have 2x plus 4. So that means my value of m equals 2, or 2 over 1, and my value for b is 4. So if I were to graph this, I would start at 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my y-intercept. And then my slope is 2 over 1. So that means I'm rising 2, and I'm going to run or go over 1. So up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Now, I've finished my graph that way. My graph is not just that big, however, my graph needs to span my entire grid. So then to get to the stuff that's over here on the left, instead of going up 2 over 1, I need to go down 2 and over to the left 1. So down 2 to the left 1, down 2 to the left 1, down 2 to the left 1, until I cannot go anymore. So I'm continuing to go down 2 and to the left 1. So there's my line, so I should then be able to connect my points and draw my lines with my arrows on the ends. One thing that you need to notice about parallel lines are lines that never touch. And if you look at the equations, the lines that you see graphed on the grid to the right are the equations on the left. What do you notice in common? You should notice that the m value, or the slopes, are the same for every equation. So parallel lines are lines that have the same slope. They rise and they run at the same rate, which is what makes them never cross. The next thing I want to look at is perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines are lines that cross at a specifically 90-degree angle, And if you look at the perpendicular lines, we have slopes that are the negative reciprocals. Negative can mean negative, and negative can also mean opposite. So I have the slope of the first equation, which is 1/2, and the slope of the second equation, which is -2. Remember, to make a reciprocal, I would take the 1/2 and I would flip it over, which gives me 2/1. But the negative, which means the opposite, which would give me -2/1, or just -2.